Good day, I'm Ikslorin, and all hail to the cynical Brit TotalBiscuit and his wonderful counterspell deck. It still doesn't have a positive win ratio right now. It is, if you count in the earlier games before I recorded this, is now a 2-5. That is actually really terrible, but it's still a rather fun deck, because this gimmick about fucking your opponent over with trying to counterspell them and just making all their spells unused or useless. A very interesting idea. Still plays a lot like a normal deck, but it's still just interesting or just enough different from anything else that it is very much interesting and actually worth a shot, I think. And there's some other gimmick decks that I don't like, but this and TB's Rogue Mill deck I really like. Haunted Creeper, so, well, we know that this is a so. We also know that the Stone Splinter Trog will trade nicely. And he shouldn't be able to kill it except with a Soulfire or a Dark Bomb. Either of which would probably exist in a Zoolock. Makes sense. Except if he's going face, maybe. Okay, what is this guy? That is really interesting. What is this guy trying to do? Well, I'm going to counterspell then, really. Or is he just going to trade then? It's going to be the same. I'm just going to counterspell then and go for face. If he trades, it would be the same as if I tried to trade, so I'm fine with that. If he should try to Dark Bomb it or anything else, then I went for the counterspell because of that. He may have played the Kobold Geomancer just so that he could Mortal Coil this one. Go in here and then Mortal Coil. Or just because he doesn't have many fancy cards. Very interesting. So Arcane Nullifier would probably kill most of this. He would probably just go in with these two. And then he could... No, wait a minute. This is 5 HP, not only... Yeah, so these two would it have to be. So I can Fire Blast this one, killing it. And then he only has to do 1-2 left. And he life taps again. Not really the best for a Zoolock. Also, something like an Explosive Sheep wouldn't probably also be the worst in this deck. Though, as an Explosive Sheep is only good against something like an... against aggro. And since this is only trying to make it the life miserable of control decks, it doesn't actually have a place in this. So actually scrap that idea about you having some Explosive Sheep in here. They are cool and fine, but nah. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. When are we going to get a shoe? I got a shoes at some point. That one is big. Well. So Arcane Intellect probably first, as always. Trying to see if we can get some removal. We don't. We still have a counterspell, don't we? But he can trade sadly one way. Or he will just try and or just face wash us. Which could be possibly. I mean, he has 2 Swarm Boosters, which you normally don't. So it could be that he just goes for face with both of them. He doesn't. Okay. So at least he knows what he's doing. He just doesn't have the biggest collection, which is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. And face. Going really well. Against a mid-range thing, I'd say. I mean, this is... Okay, it's a 6-mana thing, so it could still be considered an aggro deck, really. And then this one just being the most expensive card in the deck. Okay, so now he trades... Oh, yeah, of course. Mortal Coil? No! Thank you very much. That is a counter spell for you. Does he have a second one? That's sad. I mean, he tries to... No, he doesn't. Okay. So... If we go for this... Then we sadly cannot go for the Flame Strike on top of this. But it is probably also a waste. I mean, this is really a perfect answer. Because he has only 2/1/1s. And both of them are going to be killed in the Arcane Nullifier that he cannot really touch. And then a counter spell on top of this, and really, we're untouchable here. Arcane Intellect first, of course. I mean, it makes no sense to just play a counter spell then first. Oh! Well played, my dear. Well played. Sadly, he doesn't have any secrets. Ah. Interesting ideas. Well, I'm just going to go for face, really. I don't see any reason not to. I mean, he cannot go through the taunt without using his 6/6, so this thing is perfectly safe. And without something like a Soulfire and a Mortal Coil, this Bullywog George Walk is fine and safe. And the Flame Strike is also going to be fine. And if he plays a spell, he's pretty much dead. Okay, he's just making a much more juicy Flame Strike here. That is really what he's doing. We can clear everything, actually, can't we? Yeah. There we go. 4 HP. This deck wins against those players that I wouldn't expect it to. And then loses against those that I would expect it to. So I guess it makes sense. Or it doesn't. Actually, it makes no sense. But I win, so... Oh, wait a minute. We had 10 mana last turn too, didn't we? So my Pyro Blast would just have 1 last turn. Well, I missed lethal maybe, but it's just hilarious bad manners. Isn't that what you're saying normally? There we go. Nearly also getting that quest done. And getting all the way back up to 17. So maybe we can actually get all the way back from when we played with the old legendary deck. Yeah, we lost with that deck too all the time, didn't we? Another Warlock. At 18, hopefully something interesting like the other one. I mean, it was a solid deck as it seemed. There seemed to be no reason why it shouldn't have been working that well. Working well. It seemed to be perfectly fine. So, no matter who we're up against, even if it is a handlock, it's going to be, I think, a good opponent. A worthy opponent, as the game would say. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about actually anymore. I'm just trying to bridge the time, I guess, until he passes the turn. Well, we can also just win by him not being there. Ah, okay, fair enough. Hello. Frostbolt on a 1 mana minion. Okay, I guess. I mean, he also took 3 damage himself, so I guess it's okay. Also, it's a Zulok, as we can see. Or something that is at least mid-rangey or aggro-y. Probably more aggro than mid-range. Fairy Dragon seems like a great idea. Then he can buff it and trade. But the amount of buffing you have for a Zulok, except for the power of overwhelming and the +2 attack, the 4 minions +2 attack, that's 6 cards in total that he possibly could have it in his deck. He has 4 out of 28. Oh. Whoa. Well, thank you. I guess. That is cool. I mean, it makes sense. As an aggro player, you don't really care about your opponent if he gets anything. Yeah. I agree with this play, and I also agree with an Arcane Intellect. And we are not up at 10 cards, are we? That was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We have a lot of options, at least. Most of them turn 4 plays. Yeah, it seems fine. Can also Frostbolt and a Fairy Dragon, which wouldn't be the worst either.
So
Though I wouldn't really want to Fairy Dragon and then have him just trade in both of these, if he should be able to do that in any way. Okay, now he can't, but... I mean, if Fairy Dragon and then Frostbolt the Cold Light. Oh. Interesting. Could also Fireball the Yeti. Or Frostbolt it. He will go in with the Cold Light, trading that way, then leaving with a 1-1 and a 4-2. I think that is better. I wouldn't want to waste a Fireball on a Yeti. It's gotta be something better in his deck for the Fireball to use. It's gotta be.
So many possibilities.
Just play an Arcane Nullifier next turn. Meaning he would have to trade in both of these. It's a 2-on-1. Actually, it's trading favorably to him. Because this is one minion that would then have gone for 2 cards, pretty much. 1.5 cards, maybe. And this would also have been for 2 cards. So, yeah, it's trading. He's actually trading favorably because of this. But on the other hand, I'm keeping my Fireball. So, oh, so this is, yeah, this gotta be aggro. He's gotta know that he's aggro. That should at least stop him for some parts, in some parts. So he will go in with these two. The Murlocs are more useful than anything else. Actually, I take that back. The Yeti is of course better than this Bluegill Warrior. Except if he gets another Murloc War Leader, then this 4-2 that is always going to be there is of course better than something that is potentially just a 2-1. So he should probably maybe trade in this way. Depends really on if he has another Murloc War Leader. But with the amount of dust that this deck seems to require, I'm not so sure if he actually has another one. Though he certainly could. Yep. One more turn and the Flame Strike is going to arrive. But how much damage are we going to take because of that? A lot. We're probably going to be dead by then. So we have to... Yeah, I probably should have Fireballed that Yeti or something like that. How much does he have? Lethal. So if we want to stay alive, we have to do this. Now he has 5 damage. Yeah, I think actually that Fireball, I should just have gone for the Yeti on that. Then I could have Frostbolted the Murloc War Leader instead. Yeah. I have to be less concerned about using the Fireballs in a really cool way. Oh, another cold blast. Okay, so we were dead anyway. Turn 6? Yeah, makes sense. Perfectly fine deck, as it seems. Cheap, but works. And that is the only important thing, really. If it works, it's cool. So we have run into a lot of aggro decks and 1 priest. So I hope that we should run into something like a priest. Thank you, game. You're so kind. You're so kind. Well, we're playing as the first one. That is not the best. But we have a decent hand. Except if he gets a 1-5 Northshire Cleric out, then we are in a somewhat good position. Cowards. That is bad. Except if he gets something like the Trog, then that is bad. So let's get the Trog out and hope that he has a Flame Cannon. That would be the second worst thing. If he has the Trog Sword and the Arcane Nullifier, we are in a really bad place. Okay, that is good. That's gotta be the one for me. You cannot tell me that he is actually also playing with something as stupid as me. Indeed. He doesn't want to play any spells, sadly. But it would still be a 2-mana minion for a 3-mana minion, which would... I'm pretty sure that is a reasonable trade. Could also go for the Arcane Nullifier, and then we can Fire Blast next turn and keep everything. Which it is probably the better thing to do. Yeah, of course it is. So, Arcane Nullifier, hopefully he will trade in this way. And then we can Fire Blast 3-1. Oh yeah, he's going to heal it. So we're actually going to trade a 4-mana minion for a 3-mana minion just to keep this one alive.
Is someone injured?
So, yeah, that was one misplay and a half. Okay, he's not going to heal it. That is one good thing. And yeah, just go for face. I can't see any reason to do anything else. We could also go with both of these in here. Meaning that this one would be dead and he would still have to go in this way. Yeah, that makes sense. We could do that. In the fire. We had a spellbender, so we are going to get a 3-3 if I take the... Or are we going to get a 7-3? 3-3. Okay. At least the spellbender makes some sense. Some sense. Yes, thank you. Oh, what shield? Oh, give me all those spells. We can still kill it, can't we? We have a fireball. Then we just have to do how much more damage? 3. Well, we have 3 here. Then the question is just what to kill. This one or go for face? He's going to try and kill my 5-3 immediately. So I feel like this is probably the better idea. Give him a card? Okay, I'm fine with that. Oh, that's sad. But a power word, just a shadow word death, just before I play one of these two. Perfect. And healing himself, I don't care. Probably actually should go for an Antonidas here. Oh, not an Antonidas, a Spectral Knight. That's what I'm trying to say. Troxel, and the thing is just that he has a 3 attack on the board, and then he would only need 4 more. He can't possibly do it. I don't want to flame strike just 1 minion. Guess this Antonidas trade's the best. Should he be able to play and more minions, then we can flame strike and get a fireball out of him. But yeah, okay, he trades that way. That is one good thing. Knife Juggler, that is also a good thing. Okay, so have to do this. We have to Spellbender. Then I would probably actually fireball this guy so that he cannot kill my Antonidas. Antonidas is still alive. That is the most important thing here. And so also we got a Spellbender, so if he should mind control him, we're fine. I'm pretty sure the mind control should be working on a Spellbender. If it doesn't, then something is wrong. Okay, a Flame Cannon is obviously better than the Fireball. And Troxor, of course. Could also have gone for another Fireball, but I feel like Troxor is more fun. And I haven't actually been able to play Troxor yet, so this is my first Troxor, which is, to me, just the reason why I would rather want to play that one. Okay, we have so many wonderful, wonderful fireballs for this guy. Do you want this? And what about this one? Even if he should have mind control on a Troxor and I didn't have the Spellbender, we have so many fireballs. If he counts, he should know that I have 2 in my hand. And with that, concede. This seems to be the hard counter against Priest. I guess this should probably be the new meta whenever Priest is dominating again. Which means that we would have to wait until Hunter are dominating really hard. One more game, I think. One more game. most likely we're going to go against anything that is aggro anyway, so yeah. And it's more games for you, so you cannot complain, can you? And our worthy opponent is hopefully a priest, a mage. That could be very interesting and very funny. I mean, mage are archetypally having a lot of spells, but with a mage something like that, probably not. Everything here is very slow. Most likely we're going to play against a mage, so we should probably try and see if we can get something like a Frostbolt and a Stone Splinter Trog to trade. Yes, cool. Okay, this seems somewhat okay. We don't have a coin to play one of these turn 1, but okay. As long as he doesn't get into a too good position, then we're fine. Mana Worm. Cool. I would probably go for a Stone Splinter Trog. He can Frostbolt it and then go for a Mana Worm with a 2/3. But he's most likely a mage, so I would expect that I would him to play some mechs now that I would rather go for a Frostbolt on. Because of that, I think it's probably the better to do it that way. Also, I still have the Frostbolt, so I can always just go for a Mana Worm. Or kill the Mana Worm with that. Take 1 or 2 extra damage, or any damage on that, it's fine. Huh. He has nothing. Well, I would then just go for a counterspell then. And go for face. Because if he should try and kill this with a spell in some way, just to keep a Mana Worm alive, then we're going to counterspell that, and the Stone Splinter Trog is going to kill it then. There you go! Perfect timing. Though the Mana Worm is going to be buffed, isn't it? Oh, so he has another Frostbolt? Unstable Portal. Okay, that is going to be interesting next turn. He probably is going to play that then. But I'm playing this one first. What did he get? That is the question, really. Huh. Well, that is actually good for me. A 4-mana minion for a 4-mana spell, being the Fireball. Pretty good. Spellbender and the Stone Splinter Trog. Yeah. Playing on curve. Being happy. Then, yeah, next turn probably an Arcane Nullifier and a Fire Blast. Should he not do anything that I don't have to react to? Shouldn't he do anything that I don't have shouldn't he do anything that I have to react to? There you go. Now that sentence actually makes sense. I for some reason I did a double negative. Made no sense. Well, I have that too, my dear friend. Actually, it seems to me that this guy is playing the exact same deck that I am, now that I'm actually thinking about it. All cards that we have seen from him are exactly the thing that we have seen in this deck too. So yeah. This is going to be interesting. Hopefully he's going to play at least one spell so that we can trade. Like this. There you go. Maybe that is a duplicate. I hope it isn't. Okay, that is irritating. Well, then we have to do it this way. Okay, that is really bad. He's just going to silence everything that I'm going to throw at him. Especially since he may know what I'm playing. So he should know that I have 2 legendaries that he has to look out for. If it should be true that he's actually playing the same deck as I am. If that should be the case. I'm not so sure if it is. Could just be that he has faced a lot of aggro and because of that has chosen to go for this card. Okay. seems totally fine. Yeah. He's still going to Fire Blast this way and then trade, probably. Yep, trade. And for once, the Spellbender is actually alive. So, this seems to be the only reasonable play to do. A Fireball seems to be... should probably just be kept in your hand so that if you can do board control in some way. Should he play a Troxor, probably you should polymorph that though. Or Fireball it. Probably should keep the polymorph for Antonidas. Oh yeah! He had 2 of those. Forgot about that. Well, a Duplicates and Echo of Medivh would be really cool by now. Or right now. One good addition actually to this deck, I think. This looks very much like such a deck. That it doesn't seem to me to be too different, at least. It could also be some kind of freeze mage. Also, Antonidas is going to be polymorphed immediately. It's gotta be. Oh yeah! I'm just talking about the owls and completely forget about he has a second one. As long as he doesn't play another freaking duplicate now. Or actually if he could play it and then I get the Curse of Mystic.
Magic detected.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that is fine. No fireballs, sadly. Well, at least he cannot silence Trox, so I guess that is a thing. We just have to draw him first. Sea Giant. Interesting. And also very interesting. Well, if this is not the time for a polymorph, then it's never going to be. Also, how much damage do we actually have? Actually, we have lethal over 2 turns, so I should probably think about Pyro-blasting his face next turn. Or Fireball. Actually, a Fireball with the 4 mana I had left. Yeah. Those 2 things. So, yeah, Pyroblast next turn and then go in there. Hope he doesn't have any heal. If he it doesn't seem to me to be any kind of freeze mage, so he shouldn't have any heals. Though he could have... yeah, he could sadly have an... oh, damn it. Alexstrasza, thank you. Okay, he's just having all sorts of weird cards. It works, as we can see, but it's really weird. Troxor is probably the better choice here. Just have to... it's better to just keep the... I don't want to try and see if we can just rush him down. I mean, we have a Pyroblast and 2 Fireballs, and then a Fire Blast would be lethal, but I don't know if he has heals. So because of that, I would rather go for the Troxor, and he can't... okay, he has the Polymorph. That means at least we get that. Okay. We got 1 Fireball out of the way. Okay, Flame Imp, that is only good for us. So I would probably go for a Flame Cannon and 2 Fireballs to the face, meaning that he should be down to less than 10 HP, meaning that the Pyroblast should be killing him. Cool. That is, yeah, fine. I don't know what we were playing against, but we won, as it seems. We won. I guess I shouldn't just say what I would be afraid of him having. Because he seems to have everything that I don't want him to have. Well, damn. There we go. So we still have a Flame Strike actually. Even if he should in some way be able to build up a full board, we can remove it immediately. And over 2 turns we get him down to Pyroblast range again. No, you can't do that. Nope. Flame Cannon doesn't really work here. Sadly, it's not a random enemy, but only a random minion. So, except if he has a taunt now. Are you kidding me? Well. Okay. If he should be playing a secret, I will of course play the Chasm Mystic first, because it could be an ice block. And I don't want to waste a Pyroblast on an ice block.
The light does not discriminate.
This is really just a mirror matchup, isn't it? This is really weird. I'm not so sure what he exactly is doing, but it has a very excuse me. Man, jeez. But it has a lot of overlap with the deck that I'm playing. Surely. Oh, gold. Thank you. And that was actually a rather long match, as we can see. We're already at 30 minutes, so yeah, I will just leave really, really fast. So thank you for watching. See ya.